Hi, I'm Mary Spevacek. This new iShare program that we've just gotten, we're going to be covering a fair amount of material. So if you can log your questions in, we'll see if we get them covered by the end. And there should be room at the end for questions. Okay. One of the main reasons I wanted to do this is to convey what the library can do for you, as well as our new software. One of the big things we do is conduct classes. So if you have an assignment and you would like us to conduct a class for that assignment, we can do it either in the library or we can go to your classroom, either one. Another big activity for us is research guides. So if you do have an assignment that you'd like a research guide done for your students, we can do that as well. And I just put the little reference desk, how to contact us if that's your interest. There's a form. This library.elgin.edu is where we keep everything. When I'm working with students, I do a mnemonic, library.elgin.edu, because if you go there, you've got everything. And you'll see the purple box for faculty instruction requests. It's an online form. You can do it yourself. Research guide, so you'll probably need to contact us at the reference desk, explain what you want. Now, this new program, this is an all-in-one search. And I ran around asking everybody, okay, what does it mean? What are we covering? We have 157 databases. That's a lot of databases. Some are articles, some are also video, but you can see the massive amount there. I ran around, how many books do we have? I don't know, Mary, why do you need that? I want to let them know how many we're searching. 69,000 books. We have access to 250,000 ebooks. And we're also now able to request materials from 94 college libraries. And it's all connected with the search platform. So that's a huge advantage and a real difference for us. But we've done a research guide for you as well. If you go into research guides and just type iShare, this is what's going to come up. And as you can see, it's rather massive. So we have a lot to cover. I'm not going to go through everything. So questions can always be answered by going to the research guide. Okay. Let's take a look at, okay, this is what that library.elgin.edu looks like. And hopefully you've seen it before. This is the research guides tab. And here's the faculty instruction requests. Now, here's this is the massive search thing. And I'm gonna scoot back. So think about searching everything we just talked about in this one little search. And one of the advantages is not to do that way, but rather to break it into advanced search. I wanted to mention at the very beginning the advantage of signing in. This is new for us. It used to be you could go to the library catalog, you didn't have to have your own account. Now that you have your own account, you can track requests. So if you request a book from either our library or from anyone else's library, you can track it in your account. You can also renew items you've checked out online, which I know has always been kind of a pain. What, I have to go back to the front desk? No, you can do that online now. Now, a couple of advantages to this if you have your own account. You can save your searches. So if you design a search and you get results for it, you just do this save query and it'll become one of your favorites in your account. And the neat part, and we thought about this for faculty particularly, is that if you turn on a notification to keep getting results, kind of like an RSS feed, you can go back next semester, you're looking at the same topic, but you'll have new results from your research, which is kind of sharp. The other thing you'll see is saved records. So every time you find an article you like and you save it with the little thumbtack thing there, that goes to your favorites. And if you label the items as you save them, then you can create a folder for that topic. Okay, here's the advanced search we want to look at. Okay, I'm going to walk through this. Yeah, let's walk through it on the. Okay, so to get in here, and I think you'll see pretty quickly why you want to narrow the number of things you're searching. So if I go to advanced search here under the search bar. Okay, two things right off the bat. You can go to library catalog, and these little radio buttons are going to be how you're defining your advanced search. And I'm just going to do books. So under material type, I'm going to go to books. So now I'm in everything we own and books. And I can change this. Okay, now what you'll see here, I'm going to go into one result here. Okay, these are the two results for books. Now, this is one we own, and you can tell because the address pops up. And you can copy that address. You can manually go up to the second floor and find it yourself. Or you can request, I'll show you, we'll be able to make a request of the library that they go find it, bring it down to the desk and notify you when it's available. Now here's available online. So this means it's an ebook. Now, what I wanted to point out, a lot of faculty kind of go, oh, nobody's interested in books, Mary, particularly not my students. Well, I wanted to just show you eBook Central for that reason. And I do this with students almost for everybody because it's so exciting for them. This is eBook Central. Here's the book. And you've got this read online underneath. Okay, there's the book, but look what you've got here. You've got search within book. So you can put a keyword in. I'm putting in censorship. And you'll see as the little bar that shows you where that word appears. So not only do you not have to read the book, it will take you to the page where that word appears. Students get very excited when they see this. Yeah, I don't have to do anything. I can go right there. And not only that, but here you've got your citation and you've got a permalink for this page. It actually goes for this page. And permalink, we've been talking about this a lot because what students like to do is they grab the URL from the top. Here, that is not going to work. Because this isn't within the database, you have to use the permalink instead. Okay, so that's books. Notice you use the little X here to get out of here. And let's go back to, okay, so that's what we did. We did library catalog, material type books, read online, search within book. So you're not searching quite as much. Now the next one gets a little bigger. So we're going to look next at articles and how to narrow that. So let's go into let's go back to okay, we were in library catalog. We're going to go to articles. But we want an advanced search. So we're in advanced search articles. And instead of books, we're going to put articles. We're going to do language. Now, everybody's, why do we have to do language? Well, when you start getting into articles, then you're looking at a huge number of hits. So we want to narrow that as much as we can. I've been using 2020 for the start date. That's 5 years. So what have we done already? We've done the material type, we've narrowed language, and we've narrowed date. Not too bad. 249 is still a lot, but it's a little better than it would have been. Okay. All right, now you'll notice under refine results, peer-reviewed journals. We can narrow it that way. Now, this does not include newspapers, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so over here under availability, this is refine results on the left-hand side, and you'll see availability. Here's peer-reviewed journals. If you click on the left, you're saying, yes, 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 please, just peer-reviewed, and then you apply the filter. And it's brought us down to 113. So we've narrowed our choices quite a bit. And I mentioned this does not include newspapers. So under resource type here, you can go into a newspaper search from here. So you need to keep aware of that as well. Okay. So that's the advanced search hack. And believe me, you want it. I don't think you want to go in, the students will, they'll just go on, I've got my topic, but you're going to want that advanced search. Okay, let's look. Okay, now this is the new advantage, was the all iShare. And this is going to be books, but it's going to be books that we may necessarily own. So we can get to, what did we say, 47 colleges that are part of our, I beg your pardon, 94 college libraries that are part of this consortium. Okay. So again, we're going to go into advanced search, but we're going to go into all iShare libraries. So that's the radio button we're looking for. Let's go ahead. And I learned this just recently. This drop down here up at the top, if you drop down that, you can change your radio button. Is that cool? It took a while to figure this out. Okay, so now but we're going to be in books in iShare, but you can keep the date. We've still got the subject. So let's see. Oh, I got to scroll down. Okay, so here we go. And if you'll recall, this is the one I had looked at. This is, when I check for available sources. So these are all books that in these cases, we don't own them, but somebody else does. I'm going to go into this one because, okay, now remember we saw us and we saw available online. I think this is going to give us the other, yeah, these are other schools that own this book. And you have to sign in. And here it says iShare. And what you get, hopefully we get it. What you do when you get this is you're going to see the form. Let's see if we've got it under. Here it is. It took a while to load. Here you go. So here's your resource sharing request. And all you've got to do is fill it out with who, it's gonna know who you are. And see, boy, you don't have to do much at all. And then just click send request. And what will happen is that you will be notified by the college that the book is available, how long you can keep it, and it will be sent to us. And then you'll be notified. So this is a pretty sharp, very easy process to get to books that we don't own. Okay. You'll see the request sign there too. And this is where you put your ECC hold. The staff will notify you when the book, you'll see here. Here's for iShare, here's the request. This is for books that are owned by ECC. Okay, next one is citation mining and related reading. We were looking for stuff that faculty would use and not necessarily all students. So this is pretty cool. Let's see if we can. Actually, I'm going to show you it from here. This is an article you can see under my same topic. And it took me a while to figure out, okay, citing this and cited in. What does that mean? It had the little form, the little icon here. Finally, I'm looking at this icon and it's going, see how the arms go out? So that tells me find sources citing this. So this is people who are citing the article you're looking at. And obviously, the more sources that are citing your article, the better article it is, of course. And then the little thing with the arrows going down is find sources cited in your article. So if you want a quick, you don't want to go down to references, this is a quick way to get a link to the articles that are cited in your piece. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. And the other, let's see if we can do a, okay. So if I want to go back, oh, this is Heather's account. Okay. See up on the upper right? Oh, yeah. Cool. That's okay. My account. So we can add stuff to her account, whether
That's
she
fine.
knows it or not.
Have fun.
Right.
It'll be an adventure. We'll be through it later.
Okay, so, all right, let's go back to our articles. And remember, we said articles, English. And the date. Okay. Now remember, we were looking at this one for the little icons up here. Let's click on the title. And here's the related reading. This is the other thing that we thought was pretty sharp. So if you do get to an article you like, the system goes ahead and suggests other articles that would be appropriate for this topic. So we thought that was a pretty good feature for you guys. Okay, so related reading. Okay, hack 5, present your research. Ooh, okay. This is some of the features. Now this becomes valuable, well, valuable for everybody, but your students particularly. This citation and permalink, every resource you look at, whether it's a book, whether it's an article, you're going to get these ways to identify it. So the citation, you just copy it to a clipboard. They do Control V into a Word doc. Permalink, again, that's that, we mentioned using that. That way, if they copy that, they can get back to the article. Whether they're going to use it or not, I usually tell them, citation, permalink, whether you're going to use the article or not, save them. Save you a lot of time on the other end. Now, other things within this, they give title, creator, subject. Well, the subject here, and again, very important for students, are hyperlinks that can be used for future searches. They're also another way to narrow your topic. If they see a subject, oh, I didn't think of that in relationship to this topic. They're also hyperlinks, so they go to more material, more results. Now, you don't want them to go there unless you're never going to see them again, but they're valuable for that as well. You'll also see a link for the author. And this we rarely use, but it's very valuable. If you click on the author, you're going to get everything that author wrote. So it tells you what their interest is. For annotated bibliographies, I often say, you know what, if you can find the detailed, a lot of times as you're looking through, it'll say author affiliations, or it'll just give their university. Copy the university, Google the university, go in and put the author's name in their search. And that will give you a biography that tells you more about your author. And if you're doing a good annotated bib, that's valuable. Okay. All right, let's see if we can do it within. Okay. Here's the peer reviewed. Remember, if you click on that, and then apply filters. You'll also notice that you can say remember all filters. So let's say you only want to do peer reviewed. If you click on that, you don't have to remember to do it each time. Notice we've gone down, well, a little bit from 149 to 114. So that's helped us somewhat. And let's see. Let's go through some of the other ways to narrow this. You'll notice it sorts by relevance. You can sort by date. I don't often recommend it because you lose stuff when you do that. It tends to go to the end of the line, and that may not be where you want to be. Okay. Okay, remember we did publication date. We don't have to worry about that. Let's look at resource type. Okay, that was the newspapers thing. Here's subject. Okay, now these are for everything. Remember, we looked at subject within one article. But here, again, you can look through, and it'll go in order by volume. And if you don't want these, let's say I don't care about COVID, then you do click it to the right and see how it negates it. So you can get rid of those based on subject heading. Notice I'm running down the left-hand side here. Subject language, here's databases. This gives you a better idea of, we used to search one database at a time, right? So this gives you an idea of some of the strength of this search mechanism. And some of these you'll recognize, some you won't. And again, it's in order by the number of hits. So you can go to the bottom and say, you know, I'm not sure I want legal, and it'll take that out. And again, reduce the number of results. Databases, and okay. So you're getting kind of a view of this. Let's go to, okay. This is the bonus hack. And that is the everything search. Now, when you do an everything search, this is not an advanced search. This is just you walk in, your students open up the search bar and start typing things. It's all the physical items in ECC. It's all the articles, all the ebooks, and the streaming video. Notice what we did when we narrowed to advanced searches, we limited it to books. And then the second one we did limited it to articles. This does everything. And this is where you get those 300,000 hits. So it's a little hairy, but I did some of the things that you'll have available to you under refined results we looked at. One, we're only just learning about. Under availability, you can click held by library. And that limits you to the books we own. And if you go to location, you can find out where they are in the library. So that's kind of cool. Resource type, for example, this one had reviews and I'm like, oh, I hate reviews. You can click on the right-hand side and it will say exclude reviews. So that limits you the number of hits. Publication date, we did from the advanced search. Subject, you can click one subject. Let's say you get in there and you go, oh, this is the one I'm really interested in. Then go click your subject and it'll narrow it down. Language, we did from advanced. And then here's databases. And I think I got rid of one. So again, if you click on the right-hand side, it will exclude a database from the list. And don't forget to apply filters for that one. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And I'll remind you, there is a chat box on library.elgin.edu. If you just need a quick question answered, we can do that. Okay. Well, let me go back to here. Okay, how do I get back? Okay, so up at the top, you just go to library search, it's going to take you back to, here's the search everything. And there's the advanced search. Okay, questions from any chats, questions?
Not currently.
Everybody knows everything.
Zoom folks, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I don't think they have any questions. You've made everyone masters of iShare. Look at that.
Now, if I do stop share, they're gonna see me, is that?
They see you anyway, just
they
in a
see
little
me too.
tiny screen. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just go through this. We had a presentation done by Joliet Junior College when we were trying to learn all this, and I really wanted to hear from a librarian that had mastered it. And they did a nice job, and I'm just gonna list some of the things they mentioned. And we may not have illustrated. Link directly to full text articles and other online resources from library databases. By link directly, what they mean is you go right into the article. And I can demonstrate that. But that's pretty sharp. You don't have to go from database to database and then load the article. You just click it. The interlibrary loan, we mentioned that if you're doing all share, that's done automatically for you. Citations, huge advantage for students. It's right there. Advanced searching, I covered ad nauseum. The filters were all those things on the left-hand side where it says refine results. And those you become very able with those. Saving and sharing options. Okay, the saving for us is the permalink. You got to do it. You can still email it to yourself, but frankly, I think the permalink is a little safer. And then finally, the robust records that we looked at. So let's see if we can. Let's see if I can get you directly to an article. That'll be fun. I always tell students, we librarians don't have much of a life. That's why we get excited by this stuff. Why didn't you go all excited, miss? Okay, 2020. And obviously I'm using a topic of my interest. You'll obviously have your own. One of the things on this kind of searching too, and this is tough for students, is narrow it. The more you can put in here, the better on different lines. Now, they're not used to keyword searching. So that's a huge advantage if you can get it down to single words. And if you can change these words not to any field, but you can change it to subject, that's gonna get fewer results. Censorship, let's say, now sometimes I end up with nothing, so I have to be careful. A lot of times, one I often enter is United States. If you find yourself getting a bunch of, this is what's happening in Peru, no, that's not what I want. Try United States. So let's just see, I forget how many we had. Let's do a search here. Yeah, it doesn't like me. Sometimes this happens. So if we go, let's take subject out. Let's leave it in for censorship. Okay, 67. You can see how this brings it down a little bit. Now let's see if we can go into policy dialogue on 21st century book banning. Oh, yuck. Okay, let's see what, now notice it tells us it's peer reviewed. That's why it's hard to read. Okay, then if we click on this, and notice it's allowing me to make it a favorite right off the bat with my little thumbtack here. Here's the permalink. These are other actions. Let's just go in and click on the title. Now, here's my related reading. Okay, full text availability. I'm going to go into research library and I hope something shows up. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be not too complicated. Let's go to see if I can get something that will. Yeah. Okay, notice this one. It's got 3 different ways to get there. I'm going to click on this is academic search. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, and it's going to want us to go. I'm not illustrating my point, am I? Let's see if we can. Okay, here we are right at the article. And so there's my article. What I love about this database is notice you've got more like this. You've got related subjects, which are keywords. Again, to be used for future searches or to take you to more stuff. And let's see if, and up at the top here is my citation and my get link for the book. So you can get right to the article from the our search engine here. Okay. Questions coming up?
No questions in the chat.
Okay. Um, So if you recall from here, we just did library catalog and books and did our search. And on the left-hand side, which we didn't show you at the time, is under availability. If I click held by library, see, I was at 1404 results, and click apply filter. I want just those held by my library. And apply filters, I'm down to 256. So that's pretty cool. Now, where are they? There's all this kind of stuff. So if I go to location here, again, on the left-hand side, and it's gonna tell me where all these are. And again, this is a librarian thing, but we were so excited. We're like, oh man, now I know where to find this stuff or where and you'll notice most are in the main collection, but look, there's 11 new books in our library about banning books. So that's pretty cool. And I can limit it to that. Let's say I just want that. Just give me that location and apply my filter. And there we go. There's the 11 new books. Very cool. Notice it says 2 versions found, see all versions. And again, this is what we saw. Remember where we saw, now this is an ebook, but it's an audio ebook. And here is the hard copy new book we have right now on the first floor. You could, oh, this looks like a good book. Generative Artificial Intelligence, What Everyone Needs to Know. 2024 Oxford University Press.
You can save that one. Since you're in my ID, you can save that one. So I'll check it out. Yeah.
See how we do that.
You can add that one for me. I was like, oh, that looks good. Oh, wait a minute. She's in my library ID. Let's use this.
So if I click on that title, let's see how we do.
I'm gonna save it first.
There's 2 copies, Tyler.
I get an example. Okay, let's illustrate this now. Look at under Get It. If you're looking for something, look under Get It. And you'll see the 2 things. You see request and you'll see iShare. We don't want iShare because we own it. So if I go request, what's going to happen is you see a form.
This is very exciting.
So you don't have to go to anyone. All you do is, okay, you want a pickup date? Okay, let's see. Terms of use, not needed after. I don't know what terms of use. Oh, this is 28-day loan. It's telling you how long you can have it. Not needed after. Do you have a pickup date?
No, whenever.
Let's do. Should we do the end of March?
How about the beginning so I can read it over spring break? Or
Oh,
like
okay.
somewhere around the
Okay,
10th.
yeah.
How about the 10th? The 10th is perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start.
Tyler, you've got a couple weeks.
And all you do then is send request.
Cool. Thanks.
Your request was successfully placed. Now, how do I find out? Up at remember we talked about the advantage of having a login, a sign-in. Here's your account. So here's your request. It should show up there. There it is. Look at that.
Yay.
And it will also tell you, let's see, let's go to library card here. Here's the request, loans requests, fines, blocks. It will also talk to you. So if any messages, here it is, messages, you'll get there too. My loans, so if you checked out a book, the loan will appear here. And if you don't return the book, it will holler at you. Look, you get a smiley face, there are no fines. Okay. So that's, again, the advantage of having a sign-in. And then you can, we didn't name it as a favorite, but that's. Well, it's kind of nice to have a real patron around to help us out. I will tell you, I should say I'm embarrassed to tell you, but the students don't have nearly as hard a time as we do
Huh,
Oh,
because they're used to Google.
okay.
So they think they're Googling. What they don't realize is these are all scholarly sources, all of them. So they're Googling, but they're not gonna get any trash. So there's much less evaluative work in
Okay.
doing this. The thing that scares me a little bit is you notice I've been working on narrow it, narrow it, narrow it. Students don't think that way. I had a student in the other day and she said, I know how to do this. You just go into EBSCO and you put in a bunch of different words. And and I got, that's not gonna work on this. You're gonna need to kind of bring it down. If not only by books and ebooks and then go to articles, if only that much, it's worth doing. We're gonna send you a copy of the PowerPoints. But if you prefer hard copy, just email me and we can, do they have my email in the?
I can put that in here right now.
Oh, that would be cool.
I'm gonna put the PowerPoint in there and I'm gonna put your email. PowerPoint.
Let's see if we can go back to. Yeah, notice this will take us back to the library. Under the library.elgin.edu, you'll see under library information, you'll see the staff list. So if you want to reach, let's say you want a research guide done, Beth's a good person. What can I volunteer besides me? Beth's a good one. You'll see me in here someplace. Yeah, here I am. So if you want to email me, you can do it from there. And let's. Another option we've been making available that has been a huge hit is there are no student research appointments. So if you have a student that's struggling, they can make an appointment themselves online, either in person or on Zoom for 30 minutes with a librarian. And if they give us their topic ahead of time, we'll do some work for them. Now, we like them better if they've done some work too, but you know, it's a huge advantage. And what I'm finding is the ones that are sharp enough to know they need help are the ones that are using it. So you're not getting people saying, you know, please do everything for me. You're getting, I did this much and now I'm lost. You know, what more can you do? And it's very gratifying on both sides because we get to work with them one-on-one and they get some real help, some real one-on-one help. So I can recommend that. You'll notice too on this page, citing sources is a huge help here. You don't need it quite as much anymore because of the database gives you the citation. But it's still nice for formatting. We still refer to it an awful lot. Okay. You know how you used to have to register your ID in order to make it a library card? They can do that themselves now. So if they've got an ID card, they can go right into this red box for library cards and register as a library card. So they can do that part themselves. Notice, remember this entire session has been about searching all databases at once. That's the new software. But you can still do one by one. And if you're in, for example, nursing or psychiatry, we frequently do this. You'll see under all databases, there's a drop down by subject. So if I want criminal justice, let's scroll down here a little bit. There's health and medical. Here's nursing. If you click on this and search, you'll notice 6 databases were found, and then they give you a best bets. And that is not to be ignored. I would use those best bets. And this is also, even if you're doing all databases at once, when you go to narrow, remember how we looked at refine results? You can narrow by database. If you know the name of the databases that are good for your subject, you can limit it to those. You may have gotten, 64 databases, but these 2 are the good ones. Does that make sense? Okay. And you'll notice also, if I clear this out, how do I clear this out? Okay, you'll notice also by resource type. Gosh, I made this type small enough. How much smaller could we make it? Okay, newspapers, for example. I use this a lot for, and here's, you've got ebooks here, but if you do newspapers, and again, there's 25 newspaper databases. There's a lot of stuff going on here. But now this doesn't give you favorites. I will give you my favorites. But they're kind of fun. Look, there's the Daily Herald. I like news and issues in ProQuest. Look at this. Chicago Tribune, Ethnic News Watch, and New York Times. Perfect. So you can go right into a single database from this source. And there it is. Oh, look, it's a book banning book. It heard us talking. Now, notice what this database does. This is ProQuest. Notice suggested sources, and then they have this search with indexing terms. And this is kind of fun. And students kind of like to use this. What you can do, you notice how these are obviously keywords, but you can go through and pick the ones you like. Okay, I'm interested in education. I'm interested in book challenges, and so forth and so on, school boards. And then click search. Now, the trouble is if you do this, you get into Never Never Land. So you're never coming back. So you got to be careful. You want to save this article before you go do this. But it's kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to give you a copy of the. Can you reach? Those are the PowerPoint slides. Okay. Notice if you click on the icon at the top, it'll take you back to. Here's faculty instruction requirements, ebooks. If you recall, I kept recommending eBook Central, right? Because of that search within book function. But you can see there's how many? 44 ebook databases. So you can kind of scroll through. Boundless is the one we use, right, for personal use. These are e-audiobooks, ebooks, YA, and children. So this is, if you're looking for something for your own use, this is where I would go. British writers. Some of you in LitCrit will recognize some of these British writers, contemporary authors. I love Credo Reference. Should we give it a plug? Credo Reference. One of the things that happens with students is they come in and they say, my teacher says it has to be a scholarly peer-reviewed article. And they know nothing about their topic. So, and their topic is probably incredibly broad, like global warming. So what Credo does, let's try that one just because it's. Notice. Notice what Credo does right away is it's okay, it's kind of going, all right, this is already too broad. So we could do this. So let's see, we just do this one. And it does what they call a mind map. And this is delightful because what it does is, these are subtopics, right? Kyoto Protocol, greenhouse gas, climate change, United Nations gross national climate. So Kyoto Protocol is probably a topic in and of itself. So it's a good way to narrow it, but it's also ways to get definitions. I don't know what Kyoto Protocol, what the hell does that mean? You go into Credo, click on it, and you're gonna get a definition. Well, now you're gonna get more subtopics, but you're gonna get, here's a definition, not only a definition, but a really good one. And multiple ones. So you're gonna see different resources that might be, and then you can pick the one most relevant to what you're looking at. Here we go, Kyoto Historical Treaty, here you go. Kyoto Protocol on Climate Change from the Encyclopedia of Historical Treaties and Alliances, the treaty at a glance. Now you might know what you're talking about when you go to search a scholarly article. Does this make sense? Okay, okay. So that's my pitch for Credo. Let's see. DSM-5, okay, anybody doing psych? There's the DSM is online now.
I don't know psych folks.
Yeah, that's important. Let's see. Libby is another one of casual reading. We've added these recently. These are new additions. So Libby is another place to look at comics and manga. So you've got a student who's a graphic novel nut, send them to Libby here. Okay, let's see what else looks good here. Mometrics, this is the tests. You'll notice GRE, but it's also all the nursing tests, and this is where you want to send people. Where do I find practice materials for the testing stuff? Let's see. Oxford Art, Oxford Music. This one's kind of fun, very short introductions. I kind of like this one. This is Oxford University Press, so it's not shabby. And it's just what it sounds like. It's very short introductions. They are books, but they're also ebooks. So if we don't have the book, we have the ebook. And yeah, here you can go. So if we do, we still use that word anymore? Ecology. Ecology, a very short introduction. Published 2020. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Here's an abstract. And the chapter headings. What is ecology? Population, communities, simple, complex questions. Pretty neat, right? And it's a good, particularly for tough, it's really good on philosophy and political science. You know, if you got a complex topic that you can't, you don't want to simplify too much. This does a nice job. Okay, how did I do for 2 o'clock? Oh, I did pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you know where to go for questions. You know where to get a class, have us teach a class for you. And you know how to request a research guide done for your subject matter. or your assignment. And we alter them. This is what you look at, you go, why do you have 100 English 102 research guides? Well, everybody's got a slightly different assignment and a slightly interest focus, you know, so we shape the research guide to what the students are gonna need. Okay. Well, I'm so glad you came. This was fun.
Thanks for doing this very much.
Thank you.
And like I said, you know now where the library is and how to find us. And please feel free to come with questions about the new search platform. We're still learning too. And somebody said, are we the latest ones to get this? And I went, no, we're kind of in the middle. You know, I can't say every college, but you saw 94 colleges in Illinois have this platform. So we're now kind of within the mainstream, certainly. And it's certainly what our students are going to need. Because if they go on to a big university, they're going to need to know how to search this way.
It's gonna access, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
We have some thank yous in the Zoom chat, so thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend, everybody.